streams that you would have to send live, Billy, the Facebook and YouTube, just to make sure that you're seeing them on your end. Twitch, it seems like I turn it on and it's just like that's when it's live. So
yeah, that's pretty much it.
Yeah.
Oh shit! Hold on. Oh my god.
Were we actually live?
Oh no, we're at live everywhere.
Oh. My monitor.
Are we live?
My monitor is flashing.
That's great. Oh,
That's always good.
Yeah, we're live on. Yeah.
We're not live
we're
live.
live.
Like we're live for you, right? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
We're definitely live.
Looks like we're
YouTube.
Oh my god.
Oh, are we live? I don't see
Oh, we're
what's
live on
happening.
YouTube.
All right, like people can see us?
Oh yeah, I'm looking at us on YouTube right now.
Really?
Oh my god.
Are you is that because you're oh yeah, no, it is live now. There we are. Look at that. Well, people get the pre-show.
I didn't know
Yeah,
it was
this is
gonna
the
be
pre-show
live.
for them.
That's great. Okay. Well, that's fine. Okay.
Hey, if you're early.
If you're
you get a
early,
special treat.
the early bird gets the worm. Oh, I do need to bring up Farrago so that I can play all the songs
All
there.
right, I'm going inside.
Okay.
I ain't listening to that bullshit.
What I loved it so much.
The screaming?
Yes,
Whoa.
that.
Can you guys all hear that? Is it really loud?
I mean,
Is it a baby?
it's
It's a couple babies.
Is it a baby being murdered? Yeah, we can hear it.
oh yeah.
Yeah, we can hear that.
You can hear that. It's a pretty common thing in Lowell, right?
Oh my
Baby
god.
being murdered? Yes.
Yeah.
It's just Saturday.
Every
It's what you call
second.
Saturday afternoon.
Saturday afternoon.
So I had
baby murder.
to.
Yeah, well, you know, you start drinking at lunch, and by then, by 3 o'clock or something, the baby's
There
just too
goes
much.
another one.
So
Yeah.
there you go.
So I guess we're
Like,
live.
that kid is loud.
That kid
What
is
do I do?
loud.
There we go.
All right. Well, we're live on YouTube.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
Well,
are.
I figure when we get to maybe in about 4 minutes, we'll I'll put the I'll put the wait, you're
Sure.
waiting thing up, and we'll play a song, and then
For anybody who can see us on YouTube right now, hello. We'll disappear again shortly, and then we'll be back again.
well, but we won't end the stream. We'll
Cheers.
Just, cheers. Yeah, exactly.
What do we want to put up there? Put that up there. I was trying to get organized. My monitor just started flashing on me for some reason, and there it goes again.
That's not good.
Oh, Emily,
There
that
goes
looks
Emily.
great.
She's hooping.
Hang on.
I didn't know we could bring hoops.
Damn.
No, Russ, you're next. Wait, we didn't tell you? Oh.
No pressure.
Oh, yeah.
This is embarrassing.
We should all have hoops so we can virtual the hoop.
You say that as though if we had hoops, it would matter and change whether or not we could do that.
No. We would just pass the hoop.
Did you guys see the
That'd be cool.
Exactly.
the Mythic Quest quarantine episode? Is anybody an Apple TV Plus subscriber? Oh, Tomer, you would
Did not see it.
freaking love Mythic Quest. It's
really?
Yeah, it's like I don't know if you saw Silicon Valley, but it's a show about
yeah.
it's like Silicon Valley, but about a game company, a video game
Oh,
company.
hell yeah.
And
that sounds great.
It's Rob McElhenney from Always Sunny. Is
Oh, fuck yeah.
that's what I'm saying. They did
What's it called?
I'm sold.
Mythic Quest. Is the name of the show. They did a quarantine episode last week. I think it came out. It was so well done. Like it should win an Emmy. No question.
really?
Yeah. It was fantastic.
I wonder if that's even eligible because of Apple TV.
I think they said they submitted it.
Is it now?
I think so. Yeah.
Because doesn't that mean that like Netflix and Amazon and Hulu and all those new shows can all qualify for Emmys now?
I think so. Yeah. They should be able
Pretty
to.
much
I mean,
I think it's pretty much everything now.
it's
yeah.
a show,
Is
right?
it?
Yeah.
I wasn't sure because I thought there was something at some point where, I know there was the whole thing with Steven Spielberg and the Oscars.
Yeah.
Where he said that Netflix movies shouldn't be eligible for it because they're not actual, full-time studio movies or something like that.
He got voted down.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah,
but I don't agree with it. But I
don't
thought it was
either.
an interesting point because it goes the same for, TV and even like theater. Now, if people are going to start doing theater online, does that qualify for a Tony?
No.
Huh? That's
Billy says
interesting.
no.
I don't know the answer to that.
No, it's a
I
good
think
question.
I don't know
point
the
it might-
exact rule, but there is a rule in the Tony Awards about it being.
Yeah, but there
those
has to
rules
be,
of the
rules-
Emmys changed.
There were rules for.
Well, it
Emmys
has to
as
be-
well
It's
and
being a
stuff
New
like
York
that.
theater of a certain size, right?
Yeah.
It's got to be a Broadway show. And a Broadway show is based on the union contract. The union contract is 500 seats or more.
Right.
And it has to be within the borough of New York's Manhattan, or I'm not sure if it's a block radius or whatever. But really, I don't think it is because they've done Broadway shows way uptown.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah.
Like,
No, I think it's theater size. And is it 500 or is it like 496 or something? Like it's
No. At $4.99 and under is off Broadway.
okay, got it.
That would be a off Broadway first class production.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got it.
Well,
And
then
the
my next
difference-
question is:
the
should
difference
it
in money
change
is
now?
That might change now. You're right.
Well, that's that's the next question: is should
it's not
we
gonna
look at things like that, or should there be something else now?
I mean, we can
for,
just go live if we don't
online
want to do the now
entertainment?
waiting thing. It's like.
We could go right into.
No, we should do our thing. We should. We should
YouTube
be
gets a
consistent about it.
special,
Yeah.
Do the thing.
shout out because YouTube's awesome, and we got 6 people watching. So
There you go.
Hell yeah!
I mean,
hopefully
I'm
it's
one of
YouTube.
them, but that's okay.
I am one of
might
them
be
too.
One of them too. All right, so maybe there's 2 people watching.
Hello to myself from
Laura Jones says,
stick
"I
to
can
it.
see and hear you." So.
Oh, great.
yes, there you go.
Okay.
So,
Nice.
All right, I'm gonna play a song while we go
All
to
right.
standby.
Yeah,
here.
let's do it.
And we'll just
Sweet.
come back live as soon as the song ends.
Which song you playing?
I was gonna play "Take Me Now" today.
Oh, I thought we were gonna play what do you call
Paintbox.
Paintbox tune?
Well, we're playing that later. Like we'll play that in the
Play that
show
later.
Oh, all right, we can do that.
Yeah.
Great.
Oh, I didn't know.
Right on.
I thought that's what I look. I'm just the engineer
Hey,
here.
we're all amateurs here, so
Right.
Go
Yeah.
for
Okay.
Let's go with it. Let's go with what the engineer says.
do it.
Okay. Yeah. The engineer does win in that
In the end,
particular
yes,
scenario.
absolutely.
Yeah,
Sure.
Let's go.
Go with it.
All right. Here we go.
It's Emily.
Yeah.
All I want is some affection. Doesn't have to be motivated. Just give me some attention. I'm not that complicated, so hold me, squeeze me, love me, tease me, take me now before I change my mood. I get the shivers when you touch me. My eyes grow heavy with your cheap perfume. And when you try to pet me, it makes my heart go boom, boom, boom. So hold me, squeeze me, love me, tease me, take me now before I change my
Oh yeah, baby.
Yeah, man.
Nice shades.
Well, they're needed for that kind of a song,
Right?
Oh, for sure.
Like I'm just
Totally.
like chilling out here.
Such a chill tune.
That is.
So welcome to our Saturday 420 show, the Bitter Pill Experience.
Experience.
I thought we called it Bandemic.
Bandemic
I do like
experience.
Bandemic. It really is.
Bandemic is nice.
I mean, it really tells the story. Like, what do we do as a band?
Yeah.
We, and Bandemic is global, so
It is.
every band on the planet right now is like, what?
Yeah.
Having a Bandemic.
Do you guys up there find that you have like too much room? Like, should we squeeze you in a little bit?
Whatever.
Sure.
We could
do that.
squeeze you in, right?
Just make
Make
sure you
room
keep
for somebody.
keep my wife and I's portrait on the wall.
Okay, we'll keep your portrait on the wall, but we'll
We have
squeeze
room
it
for
in.
a whole nother person over
We can
there.
bring a whole other person in.
I think we should. Hey, Russ Miles.
Hello.
Russ Miles,
Russ.
my bandmate from Fling. Thanks for coming, Russ.
Hello, guys.
What
How's
a
it going?
coincidence.
Good. How's life in quarantine?
It's not much different for me. I've been practicing social distancing for over 50 years, so it's the same.
It's funny how that works. I was practicing the Howie Mandel syndrome for a long time, and
You're a hand washer?
yeah, well, I'm not like
hand
excessive. My daughter Emily will tell you that it's not excessive.
You're thorough. You're not excessive, but you're thorough.
Yes, most of the time. I'm much better than I
You
used
say
to be.
not
but-
excessive, but your hand gestures say excessive.
But the rest of the world caught up with us, Russ.
Yes, they did.
Well, that's the thing is like I feel like I think maybe I said this last week. I don't know. They all blur together, like the days and the minutes and even the seconds blur together. But as Gen Xers, like we latchkey kids, we've been practicing for this all our lives.
Yeah, I've been seeing a lot of articles about that,
Yeah.
about the Gen Xers, and we know what bitter means.
We do. Yeah, it's true. It's true.
We know
Russ,
social isolation.
We certainly do.
Yeah. We know how
So
to be
Russ-
bored.
Yeah, I'm not good at that.
Well, I'm not good at it, but I know how to deal with myself when I'm bored.
Sure. Oh yeah, absolutely.
Like that's-
Growing up,
We all saw Ferris Bueller. We know what to do.
We know what to do.
yeah. I mean, I grew up in the woods.
Yeah, steal a Ferrari,
Yeah.
Steal a Ferrari. I wish I could. Yeah.
go into
I stole
Chicago.
I stole a Pinto in Milton.
I'll go and sit outside for like 5 hours and like just not do anything, and I'm satisfied. So
Yeah.
That sounds.
You're an
pretty
honorary Gen Xer, Emily. You're all good. Yeah, it's all good.
I'm
good. Well,
just
both their
super
parents
chill.
are pretty bitter Gen Xers
Chill.
for sure.
It's true.
Trained from
I
the
don't
best.
go anywhere as it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
Russ,
I don't like that there.
what have you been doing? What have you and Dave been doing during? I read a little bit, but you guys have been bouncing tracks back and forth. Right?
Yes, we're recording our parts in isolation, and that's good for me because I don't get as nervous when the red light comes on if I'm by myself. I can
right.
do it over and over and spend 6 hours to try to get it done. But
right? Yeah.
So we've been bouncing tracks around, and all the guys in the band have figured out their own way of recording something that they can send in, and it's been pretty easy to line them up. We're all digitally recording, so they come in, just line them up, and start to mix.
Yeah, if you start in a click track at
Yeah.
0, and you just drop your stem in, you're ready to go.
It's good to go.
Yep.
Yeah. For
Yeah.
the most part, that's how it's worked. It's really been a lot of fun. I mean, it's forced me to get more set up here than I normally would be. But now that'll be the thing. I mean, I've got 24 ins and outs here in the studio. Like that's way.
See, not everybody
overkill.
has that.
I didn't have that before quarantine began, but
Right.
I had a need, and so it was time.
Well, there you
know.
go.
Yes.
Maybe sometime we'll get to plug into them. And
Right. Well, but that's the cool thing is
At some
now I
point.
can rehearse that way and just record rehearsals
Yeah.
without it being a thing. So
Right.
yeah, it's cool.
Well,
But
Tomer just got a
24
new
ins and
mic,
outs.
so
24 ins and outs, John. Yeah.
Hell yeah, I did.
Yeah, it sounds like the punchline to a dirty joke to me.
It was, and then I made it reality. So
Pre-quarantine. That's
pre-quarantine. But yeah,
We
that
got-
PQ or post.
yeah, we haven't done any of that because we don't really have. All of us don't have the access to the gear,
Right.
so that's been our challenge.
Yeah, I'm shitty with recording.
Well, yeah, and honestly, all it takes is a little bit of education because it doesn't take much to record a raw track.
Nope.
Right.
You know, all you need is a really good mic, a decent DAW, digital audio workstation,
a decent mic. Really,
even GarageBand would work.
Like I was going to say, the free DAW that comes with whatever interface you bought is
Audacity.
enough. Audacity is enough to get that track down. Yeah.
Well, Audacity's free. It's a free piece of software.
Right.
I've been using Reaper. Reaper's one you can get off online, and you can keep kind of skipping past the trial note and use it basically forever.
Sure.
But I threw him a bone and paid him $59 or whatever. But it's got everything that I need.
Well, I think Bitter Pill needs to buy some gear so we can
I have
start.
a Tascam DP8 that I use, which is essentially like the SD card version of the old 4-track that I had on cassette. It works, and it's so small, and it's battery powered, and it has awesome built-in mics. So like I could be sitting at the campfire recording, and it actually is decent.
Yeah,
So-
my brother just got a Zoom, the new Zoom.
Yeah, it's like that.
That also works as a audio interface.
Right.
It's got 4 inputs and the stereo mics.
Yep.
Yeah, that's
And
like
the waveform, right? Like that's all.
great.
All of us get one of those, and
Good to go.
record a record with that.
We could easily record a record with that. Easily.
So Russ, every one of you and Dave, you guys all have access to some sort of recording stuff.
That's right. Yep. Burke was the holdout, our bass player. We finally got him going, and now he's able to lay it down. So feels really complete now once he puts his part in.
Such a trip because it makes sense to like recording wise that everybody would be in their own place.
Well, so that's the thing is we look like geniuses because we had decided upon this path.
That's a stretch, Dave.
I'm not saying we are. I'm saying we look like geniuses only because a week, maybe it truly was like a week before the lockdown. We decided, all right, well, let's record some tracks, but it's going to be easier to just do them on our own. And then, we'll send them all to Russ. He'll mix them. Russ will send it to me. I'll master them. And then, we'll release it. And then it was like, now we have to do it that way.
Now we got to do it.
Yeah. It was like, hey, look how smart we were. It's like, really, no, it's just dumb luck, but that's fine.
Well,
Like
necessity
you were
too.
preparing, but
Yeah, if we were prepared. Well, like I said, we're Gen Xers. We sort of naturally lean this way.
Well,
I will say this about isolation in this pandemic. Like the silver lining to me has been I get choice anxiety with like too many things, too many options. And to your point, it's just sort of shut a lot of those options down for me.
Right.
Yeah.
I think, okay, pressure's off on that. So
I don't have to do anything, or I don't have to do anything.
Yeah.
I choose to do nothing.
right.
Hey, let's.
I'm doing lots of things, just less options.
Right.
So this week we finished, and we by finished to your point about choice anxiety, John. We decided that this week is when we would say we were finished with our first song because we it took us a while because it was getting the process down and all that stuff. Hey, Mike, what's happening?
Hey, Michael,
what up?
Hey, guy.
And
hand down.
Put a shirt on, dude.
and down.
Put a fucking shirt on.
Take my pants off.
No.
No.
And
what's up, Smoky Nips?
so we decided we were done. And the mastering part is something I'm working at and because I started way down low, I've gotten quite a bit better over the last couple of weeks, and I feel like we've got a track that's like good.
It's as good as we can do.
It's as good as it's going to get because by definition
we got to move on to another one. Yeah.
it's finished. Right.
Well, let's listen to something.
All right. Let's see. How am I going to do this? Oh, I know how to do this. I'm the engineer guy.
You want to give it a special introduction too?
Should I give it a special introduction? Sure.
Yeah, let everybody know what it's called.
Yeah, so name of the tune is Kicked in the Nuts by Fling. And I think, Russ, is this the first time that you've had any audibly vocal contribution to a Fling track?
That is correct.
Okay.
Yes.
So the track starts with a little bit of inspiration from Russ.
My sermon at the beginning.
Russ's sermon.
Can't wait.
Dearly beloved.
Well, something like that. And then the guys, I did not write this song. I'm breaking Fling rules. Well, Fling wrote this song, and we'll just leave it at that. But they
rule of Fling is don't talk about Fling.
That's correct. They the consensus voted to nominate me to sing it, but it was my pleasure to do so. So so here we go with Kick the Nuts.
Hell yeah.
Have you ever been kicked in the nuts? Doubled over and spitting up mud. Whoa, that's how I feel. Have you ever been punched in the gut? Fighting forever, getting done. Whoa, that's how I feel. Yeah. Another victim of headcount reduction. We shut down local production. And I'm out on the street. Will I land on my feet? I don't know. I was here for 15 years. Blood, sweat, and tears. Now my bills came true. What will I do? I got no boss, that's no big boss. But I got costs and bills are coming due. I got no revenue. Yeah. Another victim of headcount reduction. We shut down local production. And I'm out on the street. Will I land on my feet? Because now I don't know. I don't know. There's no way to know. I don't know. There's no way to know. I don't know. There's no way to
Then he's gonna.
Well, there you go. The world premiere of Kicked in the Nuts.
Hell yeah,
Russ.
that was great.
Kicked in the nuts. Kick square nuts.
Noise.
So, Dave, you don't sing on that?
I sang that tune. I sang the lead on that.
Okay,
tune.
okay,
Yeah.
'cause we listened to it yesterday, and I was like,
Yeah.
that definitely is. First of all, like, not to be biased or anything, the drums are killer. on it.
Thanks. So, you know what's really funny is like when we've played that song live, because we've been playing that song for what, 8 years, 10 years, something like that. The drum part's been much tamer because I sang it, so I never really paid attention to the drums. Right? It was just like whatever worked is great. And when we, when it came here to like start recording it, I just started kind of playing that, but I decided I wanted to be intentional and create like kind of an interesting drum part that evolves through the tune.
Sure.
And and the fills that sort of make sense and evolve and all that stuff. And it was fun to do that. The intro drum fill is something that has never happened before. It always started with guitar, and I did not tell the guys what I was doing. In fact, it wasn't even really intentional. I sat down to record, the clicks going, I was pissed about something else, and I was just like, I'm doing a one measure full on like bombastic drum fill to start this tune. And I sent the track off, and I fully expected Russ to mix it, post that fill, and it came back and I was like, oh, I guess it might stick. So yeah.
Love it.
Nice.
But that's the beauty of the studio is you get that freedom to just like whatever you want.
Right.
And if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. It's okay.
Yeah.
Well, and especially now with the home studio, basically.
Yeah, you're not paying for hours. Right.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, you're paying.
You're paying with your time.
Yeah. I'm not paying
What
for
else
the
are you going to
hours.
do? We got plenty of time.
Right.
The other guys are paying.
Yeah. Right.
Good
Right.
stuff.
Everybody has to pay. Yeah. Thanks. Yeah.
So what did everybody watch this week?
Billy, before we go off
Shall
with
we
that,
go around the
Yeah.
hold on. Because Chris Chase on Facebook is saying that we should talk about
I know, we talk about his
MC
hat.
Butternut's hat.
Yeah, I just saw that.
Oh yeah, we got to talk about your hat for like
Are we
a
gonna talk
hot
about the
30
hat?
seconds.
Well,
All right,
Chris Chase.
you want to talk about my hat or my Bill Gates glasses or my glorious Kazakhstan t-shirt? Because I am rocking.
The answer is yes.
Yes, to
All
all of
happening.
Yes to all of
All
that.
happening.
And you're in your camper, right?
I'm out in my camper in glorious Kazakhstan.
Very nice.
Do you hear me honk when I drive? Do you hear me honk when I drive by, John?
I do once in a while. I think somebody honked, and maybe that was Billy, because Billy's my
Probably
neighbor.
me. Yeah.
Yeah, probably Billy. No, this quick story. This is the hat that I saturate with bug spray so that when I go on the yard, I don't get attacked.
Nice.
Yeah.
It looks like this, so come on.
What?
Your brain.
Really, you wear it to keep your head warm. I mean, that's what a hat's for.
And I want to look like Mushmouth from the Fat Albert cartoon. So
Okay, I was just gonna ask
Hunter S.
whether it's
Thompson
functional or not.
Hey, Horace Thompson. It is functional. It's fully functional.
Yeah. Okay.
Like the same glasses.
The Mike McKay, like Bill Gates 1982 glasses. Loving it.
I actually got these
Shout out.
trash barrel.
That's right.
It's got a little Johnny Depp as Hunter S.
Home
Thompson
Depot.
feel.
Home Depot, $5.
Depot. They make a stylish and cheap glass.
They do. They're made in China. You know. Well, the reason I asked about what people watch is Paul and I watched the space launch,
Yep.
About an hour ago. Yeah.
Yeah, we watched the 2 hours
was that
leading up
today?
to the actual launch.
It
Yeah,
was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was
Shit, I didn't watch
awesome.
it. Did it
Exploded.
go well?
It was like half an hour
Did
ago.
not.
dude.
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
Oh, it
apparently,
didn't go well?
no, it went great.
Yep.
Thought it exploded.
No, boy.
That was
wow.
90.
You're just as terrible as the rest of us, Russ. You're in
Yeah,
the right
no, he's
spot.
doing great. No, it's
he's
very
doing
dark
great.
in here.
It's very dark.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Having a little challenge
called-
flashback.
Yeah, it's not called Better Pill. It's
No.
called Bitter Pill.
You know what was weird about watching that space launch was, even when they got to the point where the second stage detached, the video in the capsule was like pure, much better than what you're getting from us HD.
Yeah, yeah.
And it felt like I started thinking, because we talked about conspiracy theories in the last one. I started thinking, all those people that love to think about how we faked the moon landing. Like, what have they got to be thinking? Like, they've got so much material looking at the quality of this broadcast.
Oh,
like,
that's fake.
there's no way that's coming from space. Like, my
I tried to
neighbor
fake
can't
the,
stream like that.
It's in Elon Musk's backyard.
That's right.
Well,
They did lose a prototype. There was an explosion a couple days ago on one of their prototypes.
there
That's
you go.
what I saw. That's what I was thinking. So.
Well, they were supposed to launch on Wednesday. I think it was Wednesday, but the weather
Yeah,
wasn't
and they
good.
didn't because of weather.
Yeah.
But it's cool because they haven't launched anything in almost a decade, and it was a joint venture with a private company. But I mean, they're all built. Everything's jobbed out anyway. That's what
Joint venture.
But they're like, oh, this is a private company and the government, but like you sell all these contracts to subcontractors, so it's all private companies anyway.
Private anyway.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. So I don't really understand that.
Well, but the origin of the money was part private and part public.
Yes, it's all about the money.
Well, yeah.
When
Yeah.
wasn't it?
Yeah.
Hey,
That
Fling's,
was awesome to watch.
Fling's not the only one that has a song to play this week.
Oh yeah,
What?
That's true.
We have more?
We have more.
More premieres.
Oh my god.
Well, I don't think it's a premiere
No, it's
because
not
I think
premiere.
we've seen this live on stage. But John,
Yeah.
you got a paint box thing going on.
Yeah, we're gonna be playing one of my tracks from the Paint
Hell
Box.
Yeah, tell us a little bit about it.
Oh, are you doing that now? Okay.
Yeah.
So Paint Box is an album that I wrote. All of the songs on the album were inspired by the names of paint colors. So not necessarily the colors themselves, but the names. So there's Lime Candy and Deep Earth and Enchanted Navy and Gypsy Teal. So I just it was very freeing. I was actually literally at Home Depot shopping for paint, and I came across French Chocolate, the paint color, and I was like, man, I don't like that
One of my
color.
favorite songs too.
That's my
Oh,
favorite.
thanks.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Didn't like the color, but the name just stuck with me. I'm like, man, I'm going to write a song called French Chocolate. And then just did it. And it was cool because I didn't care, if they sounded alike. I didn't care if they sounded like anything I'd ever done. I was just
But they
following.
did though. That's the thing. Like you ended up
did.
telling the story, which is,
Sure,
to me is
sure.
more interesting in the end of all of it. I like the process. I love process, but I love
Yeah.
that you ended up telling this story. What's the story?
Well, it started out totally random, and then it sort of connected itself. I started to see this story about a woman who's like basically a frustrated artist. She grew up. She has natural talent, and she was just not encouraged. In fact, she was actively discouraged by her environment and her mother growing up. And it's all about the suppression of that, and ultimately realizing that no matter where you are in your life, it's not too late to make art. And yeah, right. So, and Chris Chase was shout out to him again. This is like weekly Chris Chase shout out, but he's
like the godfather of
he's the guy,
local
guy
schmokels.
Yeah, and
I don't
like
know what
Bitter
I
Pill,
was trying to give him smart.
Just like Bitter Pill, I gave him a production credit on that album because he was such an integral part of like not only putting it together, from an engineering standpoint, but like co-piloting the songs and a lot of the arrangements.
It's awesome.
He's the guy.
What's the song?
This song is which one did I give you, Dave?
You gave me Lime Candy.
Lime Candy.
Another great one.
Yeah. There we go.
All right.
That's one of my favorite ones from the album too.
Well, here we go.
Thanks,
Lime Candy.
Oh, and just
do you want me to pause?
No, okay.
Go ahead.
No. I just wanted to say,
I'm
shout
the engineer.
out real quick. Shout out real quick. So the show turned into a show at the Players Ring. The whole album turned into a live theatrical piece directed by Mr. Tomer Oz.
What up?
Yeah, it was super fun. So anyway,
it was so much fun, dude. We had a great time, and it like I felt from the beginning of that process to the end how much the story grew within that. Billy was mentioned process and whatever, but it's through the process we got this really cool narrative thing out of it, and it was great. It was so much fun.
An awesome show to see.
It was a blast.
Yeah.
Thanks, man. So I scratched the needle on the record, but I had to give the shout out to Tomer on that one.
All right, here we go.
Now everybody is super ready.
Lime Candy.
Woo! Lime candy, it's a real good time. Lime candy will set you free. Lime candy gonna blow your mind. Not gonna won't let me be. Lime candy, it's a real good time. Sunrise and come sit with me. Lime candy gonna blow your mind. Sweet and nanny, come set me free. See the world through the eyes of the willing. Forget the bombs and the oil that we're drilling. Take this love, cash in and make a killing. Let's make this lovely. On the hook like a shiny red devil. Silky smooth like the voice of Aaron Neville. You're the empire and I am the rebel. I can make you love me. Lime candy confection, cool and sweet as can be. Sweet and nanny perfection. Break a chunk off of me. Lime candy, it's a real good time. Lime candy will set you free. Lime candy gonna blow your mind. Not gonna won't let me be. Lime candy, it's a real good time. Sunrise and come sit with me. Lime candy gonna blow your mind. Sweet and nanny gonna set me free. Get the last word, getting on my last nerve. High times never got you anywhere. On the Bloom West Coast, represent. Why try when it feels so effortless? That's served and the groove feels curved as you inhale slow. Sit back and let the voodoo flow. The flavor of the sin and the feel of the skin on skin, all in. It's enough to make the fire glow. Lime candy confection, cool and sweet as can be. Sweet and natty perfection. Break a chunk off of me. Lime candy, it's a real good time. Lime candy will set you free. Lime candy gonna blow your mind. Not gonna won't let me be. Lime candy, it's a real good time. Sunrise and come sit with me. like candy, gonna blow your mind. Sweet and dandy, come set me free. Like candy, it's a good time. Like candy, we'll set you free. Like candy, gonna blow your mind. Like thunder, won't let me. Like candy, it's a good time. Sunrise, and come sit with me. Like candy, gonna blow your mind. Sweet and dandy, come set me free.
Yeah.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
Groove. I love that groove.
Hot and sizzling.
Where the fuck did you get that
thanks.
groove?
Well,
At Home Depot.
yeah.
Listening to a lot of
for
Prince.
$5.
Painting my basement.
A lifetime of listening to Prince and Fishbone and Funkadelic and
Yeah,
that'll do
playing
it.
in Fly Spinach Fly.
Fly Spinach Fly groove. Yeah, that is a fly groove.
Who's playing the bass on that?
That is Joe Harding. Joe Harding.
Oh, what a
That dude's
baller, Joe
awesome.
Harding.
I love playing
Yep.
with Joe, man. Yep.
So,
Yep.
Joe, when we did this show at the Players Ring, Joe likes to play this 6-string bass that looks like a fucking spaceship. And he literally, I think when he played that bass during Paintbox, there were, I think, 2 nights or something like that, where I think the whole building just like shook a little bit and came off the ground a little bit.
Oh, absolutely.
Because that bass, oh my God.
You got to be careful in a historical building with bass.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
That,
well, not only
that
that, I think
shook.
there was one night where, like, I think a guy in the front row's bowels loosened because of it.
Oh, he hit the brown note.
He played the brown note.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
There it is.
Oh, wow. There you go.
Yeah, look at that. That's it.
Look at those pickups.
Spaceship.
Yeah. I'm not normally a fan of that kind of thing, but Joe just kills it so
He plays
much.
that. He plays that whole thing really well.
He couldn't play any other bass. It's like part of him.
No, the first gig I ever played with him, he showed up and I'd never met him before or anything. And I think it was an Amanda Dane gig outside at like the whatever that place is in Portsmouth where we used to be able to play music out on the deck. But anyway, at the Gaslight. And, we're setting up like an afternoon and he pulls out that bass and I'm like, oh no. Like, that's got,
no.
Yeah. Well, because that's what you think. It's like, oh, we're
You're thinking
compensating.
Berkeley scale.
Yeah, the Berkeley, like the 8-string guitar guys.
Totally. And then, we got halfway into the first bar of the first song, and it was like, aha, never mind, preconceptions out the window. And
No, the dude plays that bass like like he fucking owns it.
Yeah, and he thinks in 16th notes. I always say that like drummers and bass players either think in 8th notes or 16th notes. There's nothing wrong with either, but it's good to have a synchronicity there. And Joe and I are both people that like to think in 16th notes. And so when we got like 2 songs in, and Amanda sort of turned around, she's like, it's pretty funky today. And we're like, this is how it's going to be. Like,
Joe brings the funk.
You
The
do
dude is
your
a
thing,
super
and we're
funky
gonna keep doing this here. Yeah, Joe's fantastic. Oh, yeah.
He is awesome.
Props to that dude.
Yep.
Yep.
So when do you think we're gonna? What do you think we're gonna play live again? Any ideas?
Ooh. I mean, we're
you mean,
playing live
together
right
in a
now.
room?
I got an offer for a gig 2 weeks from today. I'm not sure that I'm going to take it, but I think like the process that I would go through with it, like if we got an offer, was I would ask you guys, okay, what have you all been doing? And I know this answer of all of us here, but I would want to know what each of us has been doing from a social distancing standpoint. How's and no judgment, like however everybody wants to do it, like fine, but if we're gonna intersect our social bubbles, well, now I want to know. And then I would take that information and have a conversation with my family and decide whether or not, it's a thing that we're ready to do, because it affects
it's still
them.
a conversation.
It's a big long conversation. Yeah.
I feel like if anything, I would be up for playing a gig outside.
Only there are no indoor gigs to play at this point, right?
Well, and it's so much less nerve-wracking for me. Like, I don't mind walking by people outside, but when I'm indoors, it's like I've been calling everything the petri dish.
That's the right word.
I go into a building, I'm like, this is a fucking petri dish.
Yeah,
hopefully I can come out of here alive.
Because we've had some interest to play as things start to open up again. Because some of these venues are actually going to open.
Yeah,
some of these places, probably like the Press Room, I guarantee will open their whole the music again, but probably half the capacity or even less. So that's gonna happen. And I'm hoping.
Well, all the fling gigs are half capacity, so that works out great for us.
Same.
A friend of mine played a show, or roadied for a show in Boise, Idaho last night, and I asked him, because he told me what he was doing, and I was like, oh man, like I'm really curious about how this goes, and so he sent me a picture, and it was an outdoor thing. It was like a covered outdoor thing, but there was a sign that says, please remain 10 feet away from musicians and stage. And he joked that he wanted to put, don't feed the musicians on there. I thought, I was like, wait, I think that sign's been at every gig I've played.
It's 20, one of those unspoken rules.
It's like, now we're gonna lean into this now. So
great quote. I think I sent this to you guys. My friend Chris Sink, who's hilarious and played keys on that track we heard. Chris had an awesome quote. A band he plays with did a live stream show from a venue, obviously empty room, just live streaming. But he said, pre-COVID, we used to lug our shit here and play to an empty room. Now we lug our shit here and play to an empty room and stream it.
Right.
I saw
and
that.
Stream it for nobody.
Yeah.
For nobody. Right.
Perfect.
That's literally the only difference. Pretty funny.
But people have been playing at the Stone Church all week. Solo acoustic acts outside. They set up kind of the parking lot where bands would normally park has tables, and they've got,
Tupelo has done that.
Yeah, right.
My friend Tommy actually just commented on YouTube or Twitch, maybe, that instrumental gigs can come back before vocal ones.
That actually is a great point.
Right? So jam bands, get your shit together.
Yeah. Well, that's part of that 10 feet is we're going to be spitting at you all night long.
No punk band for a while.
Yeah. But you could get those like trumpet shields that you put on the mic stand.
Like the little band terrarium.
Just even the little circular thing, so that when you're singing, it's going up against that.
Do you guys see the Dropkick Murphys at Fenway?
Absolutely. Yeah,
yes.
They were all spread out.
Weird.
They were all spread out like they were playing the basses or whatever. It's cool.
Well, and I saw a Dropkick Murphy live stream from right at the beginning of when this pandemic broke.
Yeah, that was pretty cool too.
And they were inside, and they didn't have masks on. They were still in concert mode, but just playing to an empty room, which is different.
But that was March.
But that was back in March. That was like March 30th, whatever it was, like a week into the pandemic, and now we're almost 3 months in.
Yeah, now a lot has changed since March.
Yes.
Yeah. That's a classic, working band. Those guys, they're not all millionaires and billionaires.
No.
They're
they're working musicians.
Who knows?
No.
But they're definitely
as opposed to other musicians.
Well, I just think of somebody like I don't know, the superstar like Bruce Springsteen.
Bruce Springsteen, sure.
Yeah, they don't have
sat in with him.
Right. They don't have Bruce Springsteen money. Is my point.
Sure.
Yeah.
They
Who
tour.
does?
That's how they pay their bills. That's how they take care of their families.
Once in a while, I bump into Al Barr in Portsmouth, and he has a pretty sweet Audi.
He does have a nice Audi. But that Audi costs money, bro.
I'm sure they're not begging for money.
He earned
leased
that.
it.
He earned that. But
Never hear of
he
leasing.
also has to tour the world to be able to pay for that.
Right.
So
Of course, dude. We all got to work.
yeah.
Yeah, bet.
But
Yeah,
We have a couple more things we want to play.
Speaking of work, Emily's been doing some.
Emily's been working on guitar and playing.
Yeah, so actually, I'm buying an electric guitar. I actually already paid for it. I'm going to pick it up tomorrow. Nice. My best friend and from high school, I'm pretty sure she's had that guitar since high school, and I remember when she got it. And like, it's pretty much just sat at her mom's house. And
what kind of guitar is it?
It's just, I don't even know. It's just like a cute little blue
electric one,
and a amp and a strap.
The best kind.
Hold on, it's blue?
It's blue.
Okay, good. That's a good one then.
Nice.
My brother's very first electric guitar was a blue Ibanez.
Mine was a silver tone.
Be a nice guitar. It just needs to be loud because I want to play punk rock songs.
I love that.
That's awesome.
That's awesome.
Everything between bluegrass and punk rock. But we've been doing these porch sessions. Tomer and I did one last week.
We did 2 of them last week.
No, but you and I only did one. No, we recorded
that's
a
right.
song. Yeah. But Tomer and I have been jamming every week for 3-4 hours on my porch. But we recorded something. Emily recorded a fucking great cover. Why don't you tell us about it?
Yeah, so she's Canadian folk singer, Feist, and she's like the first like singer-songwriter I remember getting really into as a kid when her like big song, what was it? 1, 2, 3, 4. But that album that she came out with it's really good. She has a beautiful voice, and
I totally forgot about
the song I remember always used to make my mom cry. And it's just so beautiful, and it's really sad. And yeah, I finally figured out how to make it sound good. After that's one of the first songs I learned how to play on guitar. So
no shit.
Yeah, it's easier for me now versus like back then I could barely even hold my fingers down on the strings. So.
And now you're a punk rock star.
Yeah, no.
You're a fucking punk rocker.
What's the name of the song?
It's called The Park.
Nice.
All right. Well, here we go. From the porch.
From the porch. Wow, that sounds so much better. Holy shit. Okay, I'll try it again.
That was awesome.
Awesome.
Beautiful.
Emily, that was great.
Yeah, it's such a good song.
Yeah, you're
You
so
did a great
good.
job.
Wow.
Yeah.
I actually sing it a little. She does it. It's like capo on like 7, and I was like,
that makes sense.
So high, too high. So I played it like I think like 2 steps down.
I like it.
Awesome.
I like it a lot.
That's not the only thing you did this week.
Yeah, I've been making so many videos, and like with my Facebook ban, I feel like I've had so much time to do other like weird things.
All right.
Welcome back to Facebook. We're sorry.
Welcome back to
that
Facebook.
you have to come back.
It feels weird. I'm still lurking. Like I was just like, I'll look, but I couldn't write anything, so I'm just like, like to myself, like no one knows that I've seen it, kind of thing. So it's like, now I feel weird that I can, like, what if I accidentally hit something?
I know. I'm that way when I stalk
there.
people. I mean, I don't stalk anyone, but
You mean with your fake accounts, Billy?
Yeah, okay, dude.
on my fake accounts.
But yeah, so I've been like working on a few videos for some of our songs, and I made a music video out of all of this footage from me and Mike and our first dog Oso, who we lost a couple years ago.
So
Just
sweet.
like traveling and adventuring and doing all kinds of fun stuff, and like that's where the song Hungry Broke Traveling Folk came from, was about our time with the dog in the van and doing cool stuff. So I was like, this is perfect. So I made it, actually made it last week, in the middle of last week, and I showed Mike the rough copy, and he cried. He cried.
Well, it's
Aw.
Oso. It's because
He's
of
very
Oso.
emotional. I was crying too. It's like, it's not
Dogs,
anything
man.
special.
Yeah.
I made it on my iPhone, so it's not, the best quality, but
No, it's
really
great.
cool.
It
And it's
feels
all-
like a home video.
That's what it is. That's kind of
Yeah.
Which is perfect.
To be, so
Yeah. Not Mike. That's great.
definitely not Mike.
Well, let's listen to it or just watch it.
Let's watch it.
Yeah.
And this is a premiere. Nobody's ever seen this
premiere of the
before.
video.
Yeah,
And we're gonna
I
do more of this stuff. Tomer made is working on one for Whiskey Oxy. We got one
Nice.
for Alone being developed down in Nashville right now, actually,
Nice.
by an animator.
Lots of cool
been
stuff
doing-
happening.
I've been doing songs from the camper, so we want one of those.
Yeah, I got a piano. It was delivered on Tuesday, so I'm gonna.
Yeah,
do
what kind of piano, dude?
It's a Spinet. It's a Wurlitzer. Little
Ooh.
Cool.
nice little number. But we're gonna have more of that, and this is kind of the first, because we really can't do a lot putting out content with like video, because you got to get everybody together, and then cameras, and then locations, and everybody freaking out because there's a big bad bug eating everything. So I think this is a good way to kind of express ourselves visually with what we have.
Yeah.
Well, you know what's interesting? Just flipping back to our conversation about gigging again. I think actually it's not going to be that hard for bands, because we can be on the stage and be 6 feet apart. I'm curious
absolutely.
what the audience is going to,
Yeah.
like what they're going to want, and how they're going to feel about being in a room together. Because like,
Totally.
there's that separation anyway, because you're up there, monitors and mic stands between you and the crowd anyway.
Yeah.
But what's going to happen? Yeah, I think half the people are going to be like totally cooped up and just want to come out, and are going to break through that fear barrier and come out, and then the other half are going to be like, I'm in a room with people, no way. It's
Yeah.
interesting to see.
Yeah. It'll be interesting to see. That's for sure. Yep.
Well,
But
for now we
it's-
just gotta
Chill a little bit.
figure it out.
longer.
I think we'll figure it out soon. I think
Yeah.
We will.
things
And
are,
Chris Chase just offered for us to do a live stream from the noise floor.
Oh, nice.
Oh, we got to do that.
That would be really
That's
cool.
a great idea.
Hell yeah, Chris.
We're
Yeah.
100% down. Yeah,
Let's hook it up.
let's
Hook
do
it
that.
up.
Let's make that
Me and my
happen.
hat say
Count
yes.
all of us in.
We're in, including Mike. I'll
In.
speak.
Yeah, I speak for him now. He's this plant.
Okay, you're his proxy.
Mike turned into a plant,
Oh,
and
I
I speak
thought-
for him now.
This
I
plant.
thought that was him. That's weird.
Yeah. He's so quiet now. It's so good.
So
It's a big improvement.
let's watch this video and then we'll call it a day.
All right.
Yeah.
Here we go. Hungry Broke, the
Enjoy.
debut. Woo.
So exciting.
It's just the three of us stuck in the sea of van. Thing won't start, it's falling apart. Might as well start a band. So I'm just drinking, stinking, trying to pass the time. Seething, breathing through these fumes, trying to rhyme. Ain't it funny, honey? We have no gas and we're out of money. And the dog is running full bone. Ain't it funny, honey? We have no gas and we're out of money. And the dog is running full bone. Whining full bone. Whining full bone. Whining full bone. Oh, wow. Good boy.
That's awesome.
Woof.
Nice.
So sweet.
Of course he cried.
Yeah.
Good
great.
boy.
Yeah.
Really sweet.
So you know what that made? You know what it made me think of? There's a Tom Waits song that I wasn't super familiar with until recently called Martha. I don't know if you know that one.
Oh yeah, yeah.
It's written, not that you guys are going to split up, but it's written from the perspective of like this couple that was together, and then they split up, and 40 years later he calls her and he's talking about when they were just young and carefree, and like, you know, it's a cool song because this is like the prequel. This is like them when they were young.
Aww.
I like that.
It's so cool. Yeah. Check the song out because it's
So I just want to give a couple shout outs to John Herman for making our new kind of logo. We're going to put it on shirts. We're having shirts printed
coming.
up. We haven't decided on what we like yet. Everybody likes different ones in the band, so we just got to pick that. And they're available now at bitterpill.bandcamp.com.
bless you.
Along with CDs and vinyls and all that stuff. Shout out to Corner Point Brewery.
Yes.
They're working on a Bitter Pills.
Yes, we got stuff.
Nice.
Pun intended.
Pilsner is the way to go. I might
so
actually start
excited.
drinking Pilsner again.
Oh, I'm so excited! And they're right down the street. I can walk like 10 minutes. They're right there.
That's awesome.
That's great. I'm on their site ordering beer now.
Nice. Russ and Dave, you want to throw out some links and socials?
Flingrocks.com is the place to find us. That's a URL, not a request.
I love that.
Yeah.
Can I just say that Fling Rocks is fucking badass?
Well, there used to be this game that you could play online, like back when you could still like go onto like random search engines and find like weird games. It was called Throw Rocks at Boys. And you just threw your little stick figure and you threw rocks and hit stick figure boys with it.
It was like Plants versus Zombies. You just throw
but
plants at
even like
zombies.
just like little stick figure people. But yeah, that's
love it.
Fling Rocks
Awesome.
at Boys.
Any other shout outs?
Paintbox.
We should shout out the guys that are in Fling that we didn't mention.
We
right?
should.
We got
Yeah.
Aaron Abbott was on keyboards. Burke
nice.
Levitt was on bass. And who am I forgetting? Oh, Mike Mangan.
Yeah.
On guitar.
Who am I forgetting in the band again? Oh, yeah.
It happens.
Mike actually didn't track anything on that. Well, he sang
did.
backups at the
He's
end.
got
He
those
did at the
those
end.
low backups
at the end,
and then Aaron with his freaking flowery, kicked in the nuts harmonies at the end. They're awesome.
kicked him in the nuts.
So I miss my guys, but
I feel you, Russ. It's been challenging, and like with family too. It's like Emily and I haven't seen each other. Whoa, some
Loud cat.
serious business. Yeah.
Meow.
Like Emily and I haven't seen each other in person in a while. Same with my mom, and we're not alone in that. But
Yeah.
also playing in a band together just kind of even more bitter.
Double fucks.
It double sucks. Yeah.
Yeah.
Triple sucks.
That's how we, that's how we create. We express ourselves creatively and
Yep.
and otherwise. It's tough.
It's all.
Although I
it's
have
all we can
replaced
do
the
right
band
now.
with plants.
Yes, I've seen the posts.
You should get enough plants so that you can put little name cards of us in front of it. Like this plant is Dave, this plant is John, this plant is Tomer, this plant is Billy.
Later tonight.
And then put little guitars in front of them and drums and whatever, and then you can play together.
Tomer, wait though, but what happens when one of the plants dies?
Right.
So if one of the
person
plants dies,
I'm
do you die in real life?
That's it. Are they voodoo plants?
Yeah.
No, I'm the voodoo.
Yeah, that's the thing that worries me.
Yes, you are the voodoo. All right, so we've been going at this for a while, and yeah, I think
It's enough for the week.
Thanks
Let's
for spending
save
an
some
hour
for
with
next
us,
week.
everybody.
Yeah, don't forget you can stream us on all the streams. We love that. You can buy our shit. That helps pay for shit, and we got new songs. I'm writing a bunch. Emily's writing a bunch. Everybody's writing.
Hell yeah.
We want to put out some more records. A children's record and a
Me and
covers
Billy
record.
worked on some children's songs not too long ago.
We worked on some
so.
children's songs this week. So there's more coming, and my best to you, Russ, and your fam. Love
Thank
to
you.
Lynette.
Same to you.
Thanks so much for being here.
Yeah, thanks
Thanks
for
for
having
Thank
me.
you for joining us.
Thanks,
I know
Rusty.
we're a weird bunch, but I figured you'd fit in really well with us.
Yeah.
Russ
You know
is at
me.
home here. Russ asked me. I'm gonna call you out a little bit, Russ. Russ asked me earlier this week. He's like, "Will you make sure that you'll fill in any awkward silences?" And I said, "Look,
Yeah,
if we offered the opportunity to our listeners of the previous 3 streams to have any even sliver of a moment of awkward silence, they would eat it up
they love
like it was, manna from God."
Should we do one now?
We can
Yeah, let's do an
We'll
awkward
do one now.
silence right now. Right.
Let's do a really awkward silence. Honey, what are we eating today?
All right, that's it for this week, guys.
See you, everybody.
Thank you.
Catch you
Bye.
next time.
See you next week.
Bye.
Same back